All right, good evening, guys. Welcome to this evening's class, chemistry, as usual. Okay. Last week we're looking at alkanols. All right, alkanols and the reactions they undergo. Okay, we looked at um uh, dehydration with H2SO4. We saw oxidation reactions, oxidation of primary alkanols to alkanals or aldehydes, and oxidation of secondary alcohols to ketones. All right, and we said tertiary alkanols cannot be oxidized. All right, I think we did justice to that last week. For those of us that are just attending the class, in order for we to follow up or get the other foundational basic classes we've done so far, I'll drop the YouTube link, yes, of these videos. I'll drop the YouTube link of these videos so that we can get access to them on YouTube so that I can watch the other videos. I think we've had about 3-4 classes, if I'm not mistaken, before this time. We're looking at everything on organic chemistry. Like I told us earlier on at the beginning of this class, that is one of the topics that Waec and even Jamb, all right, they set most of the times. One of the topics that is common and constant, all right, in their questions. All right, so we continue today with more reactions alkanols undergo. I think last week we also looked at the classes of alkanols and the monohydric alkanols, the trihydric alkanols, the dihydric alkanols, and we did justice to all that. All right, for I will send the link to the YouTube videos of these classes to us, or you can personally, yes, you can do that to get maximum benefit of the previous classes we've had. Okay, all right. So, iodoform reaction. We'll continue today with iodoform reaction. What is an iodoform reaction? From the word iodo, that what should strike your mind is the word iodine, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, iodine. It's a mixture it's a reaction rather. We have a mixture of ethanol reacting with few crystals of iodine and washing soda under 70-degree temperature to give a pale yellow crystal. Please underline that word. That pale yellow crystal is called triodomethane or iodoform. Now, this is one of the questions that Jamb asks. Now, this is how the questions come. All right. What is formed when a methanol reacts with few drops of iodine? What is formed? What is formed? That's the first way they ask the question. Second question, what is the color of the product formed? And thirdly, what are the reactants in the iodoform reactions? These are the kind of questions that come under this reaction, under this reaction. All right, we see the reaction there. C2H5OH. I told us last week is ethanol. Ethanol have the general formula CnH2n plus 1 OH. All right, CnH2n plus 1 OH. That means an alkyl group plus OH functional group. All right, so C2, I told us C1 is methane, C2 ethane, C3 propane, C4 butane, 5 pentane, and all that, like that, like that. All right, so you see that reaction there. First of all, react with iodine, then you have CH3 CHO. All right, CH3 CHO. Then you have that reaction there. Our main concern, don't bother yourself too much about the reaction pathway or the reaction analysis. Our main concern is from the beginning to the end. Our reactants, it's from ethanol C2H5OH, and our product is CHI3 iodoform. Iodoform. All right, iodoform reaction. Iodoform reaction. So that CHI3 is yellow, a pale yellow crystal. So that is what we have under the iodoform reaction. All right. Now, production of ethanol. I think that's all on the reactions we have under ethanol. All right. Production of ethanol. All right. We know how ethanol is being produced through the fermentation process. We know what fermentation is: the breaking down of sugar or glucose into ethanol and carbon 4 oxide. All right, the breaking down of glucose into ethanol and carbon 4 oxide. If you reverse the reaction, when you react ethanol and CO2, you should be having glucose as well. All right, so this reaction takes place in the presence of a catalyst called an enzyme called zymase. Please, Jamb asked this question also, take note. And what is the catalyst used in the fermentation process? Zymase. I'll be sending some questions to us, some Jamb questions. And please, all questions I send to us are 9900% Jamb questions. Please, let's take note of them and let's give accurate answers to them. Anyone who can't solve it, do let me know. I'll drop the answers on the group. All right. So fermentation is the last reaction stage of ethanol formation. Is the last reaction stage of ethanol formation. Then we'll see the reaction process below. Look at the process and the production of ethanol. First, fermentation of starch from potatoes or cereals. All right, let's see the reaction you have there. Then the catalyst there is diastase from malt. Jamb asks these kind of questions. These are the kind of questions Jamb asks in between lines. In between lines. Okay. So then the next phase, maltose is converted into glucose with the catalyst known as invertase. All right, and the final stage is the conversion of glucose into ethanol. Are you seeing? So they may ask you, what is the initial reaction process or the initial reactions you have when you are producing ethanol from starch? All right, we'll see the breakdown of these reactions. We can see them clearly written here. So fermentation of starch is the first fermentation reaction is the first reaction in the production of ethanol.